He's about to sign on now.
Okay, good. Is that the sound of birds where Andrew is?
Do you still get it if I'm muted?
I think it's Gail, actually.
Hey guys, this is Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Well,
Are we ready to begin?
yeah, right.
All right, Mayor, it's 5:31. Do you want to call the meeting to order?
Sure, let's do that. So I apologize for not being present with you, Jack. And I actually had my dog in the office today, so I just thought it'd be easier to do this remotely than with bringing a dog into AACS. But to call the meeting to order at 5:31, and first order of business is to do the approval of the minutes from June 18th.
I think we have to call the roll to establish a quorum first.
No, you're right. I forgot about that.
You want me to call the roll? I'll
Right.
call the roll if you want, Mayor.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, David Sawyer,
Present.
Jason Parento, Lori Reagan,
Here.
Jackie Romanicki,
Here.
Jerry Freacott.
Here.
I know Bill Rooney is on vacation. Terry DeSisto. Terry?
You're muted, Terry.
I can see her, so we'll say she's here. Scott Domenici,
Here.
Ed Stanton is sitting here with me. Mark Furtado. Rob Geddes,
Here.
Steve Withers Jr., Mike Tyler, Andy Acosta,
Here.
and I'm here, and the mayor's here, so we have a quorum.
Good. All right, thank you, Jack. Next order of business now, finally, the approval of the minutes from June 18th. Do we have any discussion about that first? No, hearing none. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Have a second?
Second,
I'll call the roll for you, Mayor.
Yes. we need
Dave,
a roll call.
Dave Sawyer,
Yes.
Lori Reagan,
Yes.
Jackie Romanicki,
Yes.
Jerry Freacott,
Yes.
Terry DeSisto,
yes,
Scott Domenici,
Yes.
Ed Stanton,
Yeah. Yes.
Rob Geddes,
Yes.
Andrew Acosta.
Yes.
I vote yes. Mayor?
Yes. Very good. Motion passes. Next order of business is the bills and payments. And I'm going to read these over quickly. Now, these are to different vendors, so we're going to go through each one of these individually rather than just doing a lump sum at the end. Unless you guys would rather just do the lump sum, I believe though we have to, because they're individual, we have to go over them and we have to do each roll call each time. Does anybody have any thoughts about that?
I think what we've done in the past is you've read all of them out and we took them as one motion.
Okay, that works. That'll keep things moving. So the first one is, the first bill payment is for Skanska. It's in the amount of $121,680. The second is for Castle Booze in the amount of $112,451. The third one is for Consigli, and that is for $4,682,860.35. And the last one is for Williamson Pump and Motor, and that's for $4,715 for a total of 4.9 million. We'll just start that over. $4,921,706.35. Do we have any discussion about that? Anybody questions, concerns?
What's the Williamson Pump and Motor bill?
So that was the wastewater department. There was a piece on back order. I believe the team could probably talk to it a little bit more than I can, but that was.
Oh, okay. I remember now, Jeremy. This was the backup pump for the new sewer pumping station that we needed to order. And we agreed to that months and months ago, I think.
Yeah, so it finally got here. It was on back order for a little while.
Very good. Any other questions, concerns, comments? No. So do we have a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second?
Second.
Jack, you want to do the roll call?
Yep. Dave Sawyer,
Yes.
Lori Reagan,
Yes.
Jackie Romanicki,
Yes.
Jerry Freecott,
Yes.
Terry DeSisto,
Yes.
Scott Domenici,
Yes.
Ed Stanton,
Yes.
Rob Geddes,
Yes.
Andy Acosta.
Yes.
I vote yes. Mayor?
Yes.
Jack, Mark and Jason have since joined.
Oh, good. So Mark
Yes.
and Jason.
Yes.
Okay, good. We got almost a full house then tonight.
Very good. Well, thank you for that. Next order is the KBA update. So Joe and Craig, do you guys want to take it away from here? Both of you are on mute right now.
Sure. Craig, are you there too?
There he is.
So the project is moving forward. We have, I don't want to take too much away from Consigli in their discussion. Slabs on deck are continuing and virtually complete. Steel is, as you saw, if you were in the meeting this morning or on site last week, is continuing and virtually complete. So we did have the beam raising last week for what was to be the final beam to be installed in the building, and everyone had a chance to sign that, and that was installed, and I think it came down as being reinstalled. The western fields are moving forward. Had a minor discussion that Steve can go into a little more in his summary about some delay from AstroTurf. That came in this morning because of some COVID staffing issues. However, because it will allow us to complete the rest of the sub base on time, it doesn't seem to that will cause any kind of delay. We continue to review shop drawings and RFIs. As far as I know, we are on course and up to date with everything, and the project is currently, as Marianne asks every meeting, on schedule and on budget.
Music to our ears.
That was easy.
That's it.
Very good. Anybody have any questions, concerns, comments?
Mayor, I can flash up some of the pictures if that'd be helpful.
Sure.
So as Joe mentioned, a lot of the steel just about complete. More decking, as you can see, decking and detailing taking place now. We did in fact pour in the academic wing here. We have placed all the slabs on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd floors, which is good news. We are moving on to slabs on grade, but we have some underground utilities, MEPs specifically, that we're still installing. But that's the plan moving forward, is to start capturing some of the slabs on grade, and then some of the second level areas that actually do have some decking that aren't, some concrete that aren't in the academic wing. We'll be hitting those as well. We've also started installing the new roof. This is C building here, so it's hard to see, but it's because of the color of the roof. But this is brand new roof right here in this section here, and they're working their way east to west along the roof. And as long as the weather cooperates, we have anywhere from 10 to 15 roofers there each day now, and this is all roofing material. So we aren't waiting for any materials. We're just looking for good weather, and we're going to continue to move along there. We hope in the next few weeks, this entire academic wing will be, the roof will be in place, which will allow us to continue more work inside the building. You can see we have some exterior framing that's being installed again at C building. What you can't see, and you will be able to see in the future when we take some different pictures inside, is on the 4th floor, we've started installation of ductwork, plumbing, fire protection, pipe, all that good stuff. And then in another month, we'll actually start interior framing. So all the walls that make up the different classrooms and lab spaces will start on the 4th floor as well. We've got good progress on a lot of the masonry shafts. This is a stair shaft. We actually installed, you can't see it, but the permanent stair has been installed in this section here, and it has been poured and placed as well. So the concrete's good in that. But we've got other shafts we're almost substantially complete on with the block as well. You can see here. And then the other section, let me go to a different view and I'll show you the field. This view might be able to help us. So as Joe mentioned, we're making some good progress, but we did get a little bit of bad news today. So what you see here, all this gray, is a stone layer. There's an 11-inch layer of stone that goes down first, and it is graded and leveled and compacted. And then there's a 1-inch layer that goes on top of that. So you're looking at the 11-inch layer here, and then they're working their way west to east here. So they're moving this way to install that 11-inch layer of stone. Then they're going to go back, install the 1-inch layer. The bit of bad news was the turf manufacturer ran into some delays at the factory. They have a reduced workforce because of COVID restrictions. They just physically can't have as many people working in the manufacturing plant as they used to and still meet social distancing and all the rules that are required. So it has delayed the delivery of the turf probably a couple of weeks. So we're going to see it the end of the first week of August, around August 5th. But that's okay, because our original plan was to, again, work on the west half of the field. So this would be available as we continued the stone and other prep work on the east half. But now what we'll be able to do is actually complete all the prep work for the entire 212,000 square feet that you see here, which will allow the turf company to actually have more room to work in. And we're trying to see if they can increase their manpower so that they can start actually in the middle and work one crew in one direction and another crew in the opposite direction. So there still is potential for us to finish at the exact same time. It's just a little bit of a different sequence than we were first going to approach with. And then we also demolished the small pump house that used to be here, and we backfilled the existing cistern that was here as well. And then we'll be taking out the this slab and the footings over the next week or so as well. And then eventually this gets a small drinking fountain in place for use at this field over here. That's the major highlights right now. This is front of the building. We continue. We're working our way around with that exterior framing that you saw on the backside. And then again, another shaft where the masonry is in place. This one is almost complete as well.
Steve, what about the brick delivery and the mock-up?
Yep. So brick is due this week for the mock-up. You can see there. That's the revised brick. Just because we had a little bit of a hiccup with what they delivered. It had some imperfections on it that was from the factory. It was a quality issue with the factory, and Craig had run into it on a different project. And so he recognized it right away, had a conversation with the manufacturer. They know exactly what we need to do. So we've got new brick coming out, and then we'll start installation on the mock-up. And then right after the brick, we have the curtain wall and the glass and the metal panel that'll go on the mock-up as well.
Good thing Mike Tyler's not here to hear that.
It'll look awesome when it shows up. So that's the update for progress in the field.
Very good. Thank you, Steve.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns? No? Very good. Okay, so Steve, we're going to turn.
I'm sorry, could I interject?
Okay, Greg, go ahead.
Yeah, so just as Steve had mentioned, we had noticed an irregularity in the brick, partially because we've used it before and we know what it's supposed to look like. So we had reached out to the brick representative as well, and then followed up, and they acknowledged it. They brought brick out, reached out to the plant. The plant assured us that they're going to address it, and they said that it was a result of having temporary staff because of COVID, but they are going to address it and make sure that it happens, because we were reminded the extent of brick on this job, and put some pressure on them to make sure that they had their A team making the brick for this job. And I have nothing further to offer.
Thanks, Craig. Okay, Steve, I think we're going to turn it back over to you for some updates.
Yep. So we were looking for actual approval and votes on a couple of items tonight, and I will again try to share my screen. So if everyone could see the log. So this is the new change request / contingency transfer log, and hopefully you can see it. So the good news is all previous change requests that we had ever talked about and or approved were rolled into the GMP. So now we are starting brand new. We're starting over at CR number 1, and we've actually given them a different designation to be able to distinguish. So it's a GCR or GMP CR number. So as you can see, there's only 2 potential out there right now. We don't have these finalized. I'll describe them quickly. There's no vote for these yet. We're still vetting them out. But the first one, GCR number 1, 4th ceiling coordination. There's just a few spots on the 4th floor where we physically could not fit all the mechanicals above the ceiling. So we had to drop a few ceilings, and by dropping a few ceilings, it introduced a material called Axiom. It's a ceiling material. It's a finished material that's used to help create a soffit-like look. So we had to add that in a few spots. And so there's an increased cost from our ceiling subcontractor. So that's roughly $1,966. We're vetting that one out right now with the design team in Skanska. The second one, it's a roof edge soffit framing revisions. We had a coordination meeting with KBA and some of the subcontractors involved with the roof details, and just noticed that there's a couple of details that physically installing them in the field was going to be difficult. So we worked with KBA to modify the details to make sure that we got the right waterproofing details and AVB details and the brick and the blocking sequence in. So we had to revise some details that ended up costing a little bit of money here, but it ended up being it's a better detail, more waterproof detail at the end.
Yeah, if I could speak to that too, Steve.
Yeah,
So
sure.
Steve's being very gentle to us in his description. We had a pre-construction meeting where we brought everybody from the exterior envelope in, and we talked about this, every detail on the building, making sure that sequencing, everything works, and so that before we actually build it, we don't run into hiccups. And in that, we discovered one of the details didn't work, for lack of a better way to put it. It was a flaw on our part in our documents, and we recognized that. And but it's something that we needed to address for obvious reasons. It's not a significant change, but as it's the whole roof edge, it's more of exponential because of the extent of the linear footage of it. So just to acknowledge that, is, like I said, Steve was being very gentle to us, but we will acknowledge through this whole process when we do make an error, just out of transparency, because we are here for you.
So the number you see here is an estimate right now. We got some preliminary pricing that we're already going through. We found some issues with it, and there's a credit associated with some of the masonry work that hasn't come in yet, that we've got a projection in here. So we're hoping this number is going to come down. So that's good news. And the other good news is there's 2 changes on the list, which is good, especially at the stage where we are. The items that we did want, yep. Okay, the items that we did want a formal vote and approval on are the first 2 contingency transfers. So GCT is the new designation for contingency transfers. And a reminder, contingency transfers do not increase the GMP at all. We have a bucket of money called construction contingency that's built into the GMP. So we're just dipping into that bucket here and transferring some money over to the applicable subcontractors. So the first one, GCT 001, underground electrical trenching. So we bought out some early packages. One was the site work, site concrete and steel. And when we bought out that contractor a year ago, they had a scope of work for underground trenching that they had owned. Since then, we brought on the mechanical trades, completed mechanical coordination, which involved underground mechanicals as well. And there was a package or a scope of underground electrical through their coordination process that made sense to do for a lot of reasons, but it wasn't originally carried in the site subcontractor scope of work because it wasn't known at the time that we brought them on board. So now we know it, and we worked hard to get this number down and the scope down to where it was fair. So it's fair that the site subcontractor gets reimbursed for the additional work that they need to do here. So that is $45,295 out of contingency. And the second item, GCT 002, elevator pit ladder revisions, a little bit of a similar situation in that we bought the concrete sub out early for all the right reasons and schedule reasons and cost and expediting and saving money. And there was a scope for the elevator pits that was on the drawings based on a certain design. We bought out the elevator sub. It was a public trade bid that was awarded the project, and they had given us information on the size of the pit. We got the size of the pit right, but they come to find out through the shop drawing process, the ladder that they were going to use required a slight variation in the shape of the pit. that we weren't able to accommodate because we had poured the pit already. So instead of a traditional bolted on ladder, the ladder would now intrude into the space into the elevator shaft and didn't meet code. So we're going with a retractable ladder that the elevator subcontractor will furnish and install. So we got a credit from one sub and a little bit of an added cost for a retractable ladder from the elevator sub. So that is a total of $3,479 out of contingency. Then the last item is not finalized yet. It's something else that we're looking at. So it's just GCT 001 and 002 that we're looking for formal approval on.
Rob?
So Steve, just so I'm understanding the ladder revision, that 3479, that's the net expense after the savings. Okay.
Yeah.
And the only other question I had, just generally speaking, is there a way that we could have these shared with us prior to the meetings?
Yes. Yeah.
As a part of
the log, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, so Steve, you can just send these to me in advance, and then when I circulate the agenda, I'll add them to them.
Okay.
And if you would send this one to Jeremy, he can send it out to everyone, just so we all have in our boxes and boxes of records.
Yes, not a problem.
Very good. So procedurally, do we need to vote on Steve's request? I think we do.
Yeah, I think we need a vote to approve the contingency transfers 1 and 2.
Okay, very good.
Formally move to approve.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Very good. Jack, do you want to do the roll call?
Dave Sawyer,
Yes.
Jason Parento,
Yes.
Lori Reagan,
Yes.
Jackie Romanicki,
Yes.
Jerry Freecott,
Yes.
Terry DeSisto,
Yes.
Scott Domenici,
Yes.
Ed Stanton,
Yes.
Mark Furtado,
Yes.
Rob Geddes,
Yes.
Andrew Acosta.
Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Sounds like that passed unanimously.
Sounds good.
Just a point of clarification, that's just GCT 001 and 002. 003 was not in that. That's still being estimated, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
Good. Steve, do you want to continue with the change request log update? Anything else?
No, that's actually it. That's all there is to talk about.
Okay, very good. I wasn't sure if there's anything else you want to talk about that. So very good. Requisition approval, same thing.
I think we did approve the requisition already, didn't we?
Yep. So is there anything else anybody would like to chat about? New business?
This is Anjanette. I just wanted to let the group know that the GMP package has been submitted to the city. The last meeting, you all approved the budget numbers, and so a binder was put together with consigli, with all the backup, including schedules and the allowance logs and all of that. So that's currently with the city right now for execution, and then a copy will go to the MSBA, and then Mary and I have been working on the actual update to the project funding agreement. And that'll go to the MSBA for their approval, and then that'll get back to the city for final approval as well. So that I just wanted to, let you guys know that that is underway and moving forward. And also that Kevin Sullivan from the MSBA did attend the OAC meeting virtually this morning, and was very impressed with the progress and, just with the way things are going. So anyways, that's all.
And one of the things that he asked this morning was how many workers on an average day are on site. And Steve, I think the number was about 100.
Yes, right around 100. Yep.
That keeps going up every time we hear it.
Yes.
So we're using the Highland Park parking lot now?
We are. Yep. You'll see some cars on site that we are allowing foremen to park on site, but everyone else is parking in Highland.
Hey, Steve, when do you think you're going to have about 350 people on site at any time? I know that's the peak of what it's going to be, but when approximately do you think that's going to be? I know it's a lot of interior work.
Yeah, roughly this time next year. So the summer of next year is
Cool.
where we're trending right now.
Very good.
Let's hope there's a vaccine by then.
Yeah.
Stock market today surged on hearing that there was promising trials being done. So see how it goes.
Yeah. Because it might be difficult to have social distancing with 350 workers inside that building.
Correct.
Yep, but we'll have masks.
Any other new orders of business?
Just that our next meeting date is August 12th, and the meeting after that would be September 9th.
Make sure I have that on my calendar now as well. August 12th. Yes, it's in there. Thank you. Very good. So anything else, anyone? No one? Hearing nothing? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Very good. Jack, do you want to do the roll call?
Dave Sawyer,
Yes.
Jason Parento,
Yes.
Lori Reagan,
Yes.
Jackie Romanicki,
Yes.
Jerry Freecott,
Yes.
Terry DeSisto,
Yes.
Scott Domenici,
Yes.
Ed Stanton,
Yes.
Mark Furtado,
Yes.
Rob Geddes,
Yes.
Andrew Acosta.
Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes.
Then I think we're adjourned at whatever time it is.
It's 6:01.
So 3.
6:03. Same. Yeah. 6 o'clock. Yeah.
That all.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good night,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Jack, this Wednesday morning meeting, where is that taking place now?
It's not. It's